It's been 7 months now since the iPhone 16 Pro Max has been out, and it's been one of the best performing flagship phones when it comes to battery life. But in our controlled indoor testing compared to the real world, how is it going to hold up and translate? Well, today is another day in the life, second one in the series on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Today is going to be a very special and meaningful one compared to the first time we did it. So sit back, relax, watch this one, let's get to it. It's another day, and that means another day in the life. We're doing this on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. The first one that we did was on the S25 Ultra. I really appreciate the support on that. Today's going to be a bit of a special one because I'm actually going to be doing a talk with year sixes in primary school. And yeah, it feels like a full circle coming of a moment because 5 years ago, man, the place I was compared to now, to be able to speak in front of the next generation, you know, is really inspiring. But yeah, we're gonna be taking the iPhone 16 Pro Max through the paces. We're gonna be doing sat nav, camera, TikTok, Instagram Live, the whole shebang, pretty much taking what we do with our controlled indoor battery drain test outdoors. I should be there for 9:30, but I'm expecting a delivery for a new e-bike. So I need to wait for that to come, then I'm gonna head out. It's currently 8:28 a.m. in the morning. So hopefully the delivery driver did call me, should be here soon, then we're gonna head out. All right, let's get it in. Now, what is going to be the setup for the iPhone 16 Pro Max for this day in the life? Well, we have disabled automatic screen brightness. It is going to be a fixed screen brightness. You can see with the battery capacity, it is at 100% with 72 charge cycles. So still very healthy as we're going through. When we check the software version, we are on iOS 18.3.2 as of 28th of March 2025 of this recording. You can see it is the iPhone 16 Pro Max that we're using. Now with a clear white background, we have set the fixed screen brightness close to 500 nits. This is to match the consistency of what we did before when we did the day in the life, and we're gonna try and keep it like that as much as we can unless things change. These are the 8 applications that we're gonna be running through in this particular order. So yeah, let's see how it goes. And guess what? It's another package from Engwe. Now, you saw me using an EP2 Pro in my day in the life for the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and they've sent their T14 Ultra Compact Foldable Removable Battery E-Bike. So shout out to Engwe again. I will be showcasing this and doing a dedicated video, but that's the package that I was waiting for this morning. It's arrived in decent time. It's 8:46. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to make way down to the school now. Now we are on the road. This day in the life is going to be a bit different compared to the first one that you saw. That was an hour straight of TikTok because we would take a train down into London, which was exactly an hour. Then we'll switch up to actually using things like Instagram, but we're driving down to a primary school so we can speak to year sixes. So it's a 30-minute journey. So we're gonna do the first 30 minutes there, then we're gonna switch to the camera application and then 30 minutes back. So that will do the totality of the hours. So we're adapting the day in the life a bit differently for today's one with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So that's gonna be very interesting, and you are gonna see a genuine day in the life of what happens when I'm mixing up between going out and when I'm home, expecting deliveries, setting things up, doing content, relaxing, doing admin. It's gonna be a whole different mix. So yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting one. All right, so we are doing a 30-minute drive down to the school, which is great. We're making decent time. We're slightly behind on time just because of the fact that we had that delivery in the morning, but I'm glad it did come at that time so I didn't have to miss it, which is good because it's a product that I needed to sign for. So yeah, we're pretty much just cruising down. It's gonna be 30 minutes there. When we get in and we're doing the talking session with the year sixes, I will then, you know, set it up to record using the camera in 4K 30 on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And then when we're driving back, then we'll do the remaining 30 minutes. So it gives like an approximate 1 hour usage of Google Maps for the sat nav. And hopefully I'll be speaking with them for like maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour tops. It all really depends. If they're gonna be taking any questions, how much things I'm gonna be saying. But yeah, it should be interesting, it should be fun. We're about 23 minutes away, so not long now. So now we're cruising through with about 20 minutes left to get to the school. And there's so much nerves of excitement. The opportunity to speak to the next generation, to inspire them and think differently and be the best versions of themselves as they're going into secondary school, high school. It's pretty exciting and a great opportunity. We've arrived. It's time to pretty much get in, get down, and engage and see how it goes. Okay, so we've arrived at the school. Battery life on this after basically 30 minutes of sat-nav is 99%. So the iPhone is really, really good at managing battery life in this particular situation. Let's get in, let's set up, let's do a bit of recording of the session and the speak with the Year 6s. Looking forward to this one. I'll park slightly further up.
Don't talk about navigation.
How you doing, man? You good? Are you right? I'm good.
Do me a favour.
Yeah.
Ready to meet the Year 6s.
Oh, definitely. No.
Right, sit down, Miss Fran. Thank you.
Good morning, Year 6s. Hello.
This is Sarah. Everyone take a moment.
Morning. Morning, everyone. Hi. Thanks for having me.
Base yourself at the front.
We are kind of doing a day in the life. So I'm testing one of the phones that I usually have and kind of mixing it with the day with you all so you can see what I actually get up to as a YouTuber. Make sense? Sounds good? Yeah. Cool. Perfect. I'm ready. Are we ready? Yeah. Yes, I love that. You've got to give me a bigger yes. Are we ready? Yeah. Yes, 6s. It's Friday. It's the last Friday of the month. And then we start with April. The days get longer. It's spring. Who looks forward to summer? I do, because it's my birthday in summer. Summer babies? May babies? Anyone in May with me? Right. Good morning, Year 6s. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Ben. I'm pretty much what you like to call a YouTuber. My brand and my channel is called Lover of Tech, as you can see here.
I hope we motivate the kids, uplift, give them light, give them advice, let them know they worth more than pulling triggers in other hoods just for recognition and stripes. They're quick to take another life like it is in the life.
I'm gonna ask you a question. For all that I've told you, what's your mindset behind being a content creator, being a YouTuber? What's the first thing that comes to mind? What do you think? What do you think? Talk to me.
So basically, it could mean like busting tech.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that like watch you, like admire you, they can be like, oh, I want to be that person in the future.
Yeah.
If he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Like, he makes it look easy, so it's not going to be hard for me.
All right, Year 6. I've got a couple of ones that have just come through. Talk to me. What's your name? What did you say to me in terms of what comes to mind as a YouTuber?
So like, if you're like a YouTuber, like if you're like in gaming and stuff, you can buy some tech, and if they idolize you, they could be like, oh, I can do that. So if you can do this, and I can do that. So if you make it look easy, I can do it look easy.
Exactly. That's a really, really, really good one. Thank you so much for that. That's a big part of it, right? It's not just helping people to understand what products and services, but also to inspire you to be like, you're able to enjoy these things, be in the moment. And if you enjoy it enough, you can do it too, right? Make sense? Nice. Give it that. Like that. Anyone else? What comes to mind?
I might have just recorded on my version of my time for how people really want to watch your videos.
I love that. That's one of the challenges of YouTube, right? Because you are putting yourself onto a platform that doesn't owe you anything. I know that sounds harsh, but being a YouTuber is not your conventional job where the hours and the time and the effort you put in means you're guaranteed to see the viewership, the growth, and the engagement that you want. It's not guaranteed. And that's a very, very daunting thing to do, right? Where you go into something, you spend hours and hours and hours. Sometimes people don't watch it. That's the honest truth. And I go through that all the time. In fact, I'm going through it right now. I feel like at this period, I'm about 50 subscribers away from hitting 75K subscribers, which I'm really excited for. But my videos are struggling more than usual. You see? And being a content creator, you become very vulnerable to doing stuff and putting yourself out there where sometimes it doesn't work. You have to learn to study your audience.
You have to learn your audience. What do my audience want to watch? But what do I also want to give them that's unique that they didn't realize they wanted to watch? So how you allocate your time to what works and what doesn't work is very, very important. The floor is over to you, my lovely year sixes. What questions did you have? Because I heard you were cooking up some for me to answer. At this point, the ones you just asked out of the blue to the ones that you're written, I think I'm gonna shrink. So go easy on me, please. Your name, what's your question for me? Ooh, do you wanna check? Can we check? What am I on? We are on 74,945 subscribers. So we're on 55 subscribers away from hitting 75K. I'm still aiming to try and get to 100K this year. When we get to 100K, YouTube verifies my channel, gives me a silver play button. I might actually get one for you to have in here just to be like, hey, we had a YouTuber get in here. So let's root in 100K for this year. Yeah, particularly there's one guy called Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD. He's based in America, New Jersey, New York area. He has, I believe, close to 20 million subscribers. And he was one of the first people to do tech content creation. And his first video is even worse than mine. Oh my God, like I thought my first video was bad. Wow, that was terrible. But perfect example of you do not need perfection to start. And he literally has been one of my biggest inspirations. There's so many other people that I watch, that I, work with. One of my guys called Courtney, he's based in California. Again, I've made so many people as my friends through YouTube that I've never met in person, that I got to meet later on, and he does great stuff. There's Sean Brooks, there's another guy called YC Imaging, AKA Young Christopher Rhodes. He is probably one of the best storytellers. I love storytelling. So again, English, writing, being good at storytelling and being engaging is probably your key. So yeah, those are, yeah. Storytelling, learning how to write and being able to be engaging. Those are the secret ingredients, I promise.
What's your favorite country that you've been to?
Oh, Japan. Japan is definitely up there. Japan, because growing up, a lot of the Japanese culture influenced what I loved.
What countries have you been to do your job?
Oh, wow. Last year, I traveled 16 times. So there's a lot of countries I've ticked off in a very short space of time, purely based on doing YouTube and being a content creator, and I didn't have to pay for none of it.
What's your biggest achievements?
My biggest achievements was just not quitting moments like this. You are the next generation. Whether you like it or not, you are. Whatever you decide you want to be, you are the next generation. So if I can come in and speak to you and it inspires you, it makes you excited, it makes you think of possibilities of what you can do, right? That's my biggest achievement. Yes, I was waiting for that question. Yes. Oh, now I get to flex it. So, yes, that is part of one experience that I will never ever get bored of flexing, right? I went to Barcelona 2023 with a company called Huawei. They were doing a watch launch and they sponsor Mo Farah. So he is the British long distance Olympic champion legend, right? Sir Mo Farah. I got to meet him in person. I met Tony Hawk. I met him in California. So I was in California end of 2023. Had a chance to meet him. That was a big surprise. It was one of the brands I work with. Their name is MediaTek. There's one more person, Harry Kane. There was an opportunity where I was doing work with Samsung and I got to interview Harry Kane. So I will show you that clip afterwards actually, because I think I've still got that interview clip on my laptop. So he's probably one of the most famous ones that I've met to be able to interview, talk to, engage with. My role model, definitely my dad. He was a university lecturer. Technically, he's my stepdad, but my biological dad passed away when I was a bit younger, which is fine. I like to just call him my dad because he was just there. He was my first example of learning to be disciplined. And I wish I'd listened to it a bit more when I was younger, right? But me growing up, him being a university lecturer, he was very, very disciplined in making sure that you learn. Learning was a massive thing for him, right? And I didn't realize how important it was that at every single stage in your life, you never stop learning, especially if you want to do things you love and be better at it, be unique at it, you will always learn. Even when you're good at it, you will always learn. So he's probably one of my biggest role models. My mum, absolutely. Growing up in terms of maybe someone that was doing stuff within this field, my uncle, he shares the same name as me. He has passed now, but in Ghana at the time, he was not just a DJ and also a radio presenter, but he was an actor as well. So when films would actually come out and he was on a big screen at the time in like the late 90s, knowing that that's my uncle on a big screen, that was probably my first example of putting yourself out there, right? Producing his own films, being in his own feature films, you know, that's something that was there. I would say those are the immediate ones that really come to mind.
So much. What do we need to say to them?
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Good luck with SATs.
Great questions as well,
Like deep, cut me deep. I even got emotional at the end. My goodness, like they came at me. I feel like this is a life replay for them. Thank you so much, Year Sixes. Yeah.
And that is a wrap.
Okay, we've done the talking session with the Year Sixes, and it actually did like an hour and 11 minutes of recording with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. We are on 78% battery. Oh, wow. I'm so emotional at the minute because these Year Sixes are so switched on. It's unbelievable. The questions that they were asking really cut deep in a meaningful way. And it's a full circle moment, even to the point where one of them, the last questions that they asked, really just got me emotional. And even to the point where she drew a picture of me. All this time, I didn't even realize she was actually drawing a picture to say a thank you. Obviously, I've got my Lover of Tech jumper and hoodie on with my name, and yeah, they drew a picture. I'm speechless. I'm honestly speechless, and it's such a coming of moment because 5 years ago at this time, lockdown had happened. I lost my job. So much went wrong. So much was going wrong. I was at the lowest point in my life, and 5 years later, at this exact time, March, April, I'm in front of Year Sixes, the next generation that are going into secondary school, high school, and figuring out what they do next. I'm trying to basically inspire them to see the possibilities of being a content creator. And it's all thanks to people like you that engage. So yeah, this is a very meaningful day in the life. Although we're testing iPhone 16 Pro Max, I think these are the moments where I feel like I'm achieving the best. Even when things don't feel like they're going as well as I want it to do, especially with the content I'm creating, moments like this really just make it matter. So yeah, we're gonna drive back. Next half an hour is gonna be the last half an hour of the sat nav. And then we're gonna pretty much get back and do the rest that we need to do with the other applications. Yeah, let's get it. Wow, what an amazing opportunity that was. Genuinely quite emotional. And yeah, it just means sustaining a life is really just a very, very momentous moment. It's a different spin. It's not an hour continuous sat nav. We did half an hour getting here. Then we did slightly over an hour video recording directly. So actually very, very similar to my battery drain test video. So yeah, for those that ever questioned, why would anyone want to record 4K video for an hour straight? That's the situation right there. I did an hour and 11 minutes straight recording with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So it really came in useful. So there is situations where you might be able to do long recordings and you need that. So yeah, very important. Maybe you're starting a podcast for the first time. I had one of my friends message me saying that he's got 15 Pro Max and he wants to start a podcast. Can he use it? Yeah, you know, it does unlimited recording in 4K straight to internal storage and it doesn't overheat. So that's the same benefit that you get. I'm on my way home, back to home base, and then we'll move on to the next task, which is going to be, I believe, an hour approximately of TikTok. And we're gonna go into Instagram and do a Q&A there, watch some reels, some stories, move to YouTube, music, kind of have a whole day in the life. It's 12 o'clock at the moment, and yeah, we're pretty much just making our way back.
And on the way back to base, back to home, and I'm still in such an emotional state. I really underestimated how impactful speaking to these young ones were. They're so clued up. And the questions that they were asking, and just thinking about the opportunity that I had to do this, wow, amazing. And thinking about the iPhone 16 Pro Max as well, it really held up well. An hour plus of straight 4K 30 recording internal to storage, it's brilliant. And it's held up really well when it comes to the navigation with Google Maps as well. So yeah, as we touch down to base, let's give it a quick breakdown.
Okay. So we're back to base. And that was another half an hour back. It's 12:35. We are on 70% battery. So we did a half an hour drive there and half an hour drive back. So that does approximately an hour of sat nav usage. Again, screen is on 500 nits, just like we've done before. We're going to keep at 500 nits consistently for real day in the life, not automatic brightness. So it's just a bit more controlled and unique to how we do it. And then we did about slightly over an hour 4K 30 recording. So yeah, we're going to go inside and we're going to do a bit of TikTok for an hour, get some lunch, and just get through the day and just kind of plan it out. But yeah, it's been a good one so far. Enjoying it.
Now is lunch hour back home, and we are pretty much going to be switching things up after we've done a total hour of sat nav and slightly over an hour 4K video recording in the camera. We're now home watching a bit of TikTok while about to make some lunch. Now mind the rainbow effect that you're seeing on the screen is because there's a neutral density ND filter on my camera lens and it reacts with the screen protector on the phone. That's why you see the effect, but there is nothing wrong with the display on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So just wanted to put it out there. Now it's time to chef up some stuff for lunch. I had a bit of feedback from the previous day in the life when I was out and about in London that I need to eat a bit healthier. But it's kind of hard to when you're out and about, so that's an exception to the rule. But when we're having more of a day in the life where I'm home like this and a decent amount of things to do, it's much easier to just put my own food together. So that's what you're seeing pretty much in this sequence. And near enough at every interval, I will give you an update when it comes to the battery life and where things are. But for now, yeah, we're pretty much going through roughly an hour of TikTok while putting some lunch together. So yeah, from there, we'll switch things up. But for now, it's lunchtime, doing some TikTok watching and getting through that, of course.
Raise issue with the ways in which we strategize about rugby and no faker, a radical and ethical damn but lines. Why do you think anger's a thing they've chose to penalise? I wonder why. It only takes a second to look at the state we're in and see really, we should all be angry. Thank you. Thank you. If you're doing any one of these things, I can guarantee it will keep you broke. This is Road to Wealth, where I give you
You're a black girl, is what I'm trying to say. Whether or not I look at you and think, oh, she's black, does not matter. You're half Indian, you're not a black girl. That's it. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Harry D'Souza, he is the Harrigan's fixer, and he's always on hand to solve their problems, no matter what it is. Tom Hardy and Pierce Brosnan are absolutely brilliant. Whenever any of them are on screen, the entire scene just oozes class.
Lunchtime is done. It's now just gone 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the Friday, the last Friday of March 2025. Man, I didn't realize today was going to be such an emotional day. So while I was preparing lunch and having lunch, I went through an hour of TikTok. So in total, we've done an hour of SatNav, an hour of using the camera, an hour of doing TikTok. We're gonna jump onto Instagram and do an hour live Q&A with my audience. Then after that, we're gonna be watching some stories and watching Instagram Reels. And then we're gonna switch to YouTube and also YouTube Music. And I think the YouTube Music section, I'm gonna use that as a chance to build the new T14 bike from Engwe. So, right, let's stay locked in. We are on 55% battery as we speak. Again, screen is on 500 nits brightness. We are on Vodafone's 4G network and we are doing this on the prepaid SIM card. So yeah, pretty much going through the day in the life of the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Woo! Lord. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy. Bro, you need a whole team behind your day in the life. Your production level is top notch. But bro,
I'm the whole team. It would be ideal, but I make it work on my own. Who's chopping onions? But I'm dead ass. I had to really hold back tears. It wasn't even just a drawing, it's the sentiment behind it, questions that they were asking that really got me thinking. Like these are really clued up children, very clued up children. Yeah, the main graph is XC under this one OS. It's not super bad, it just needs to be one more. So here we have it. We have done an hour of Instagram live with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's now basically 3 p.m. Exactly 3 minutes past 3 p.m. It's on 35% battery. Now, I would say that this day in the life is a little bit different because these sections, I've kind of done them a bit on the loudspeaker side of things with TikTok and whatnot. So maybe it's draining a bit quicker because it's a bit different with how I've done it with the S25 Ultra. But yeah, we're pretty much cruising through. We're gonna do an hour of Instagram stories and Instagram Reels. Then we've still got YouTube, then we've got YouTube Music, and then we've got Asphalt Gaming, and an hour of WhatsApp video calling. So let's plow through and do that. I'm gonna get my wheels that I got ordered for my new table that I ordered from Amazon in the locker. So I'm gonna go get it. So yeah, let's carry on.
But I waste my time. You make me sick, make me savage. And it feels like a bad trip in my mind. Took way too long to understand. We are poison to ourselves. All of this has to come to an end. I have to go before I lose myself.
All right, so that's been an hour of Instagram Reels and a bit of stories. It's exactly 4:14 p.m. We are on 24% battery. Again, it's because of the ND filter and the screen protector that's on here where you see all the rainbowing effects. So it's nothing wrong with the screen. It's just how the screen protector reacts to the ND filter that's on there. So yeah, I managed to get the wheels that I needed for the table. So I'm gonna fit them. And yeah, I got some stuff from the supermarket. I needed to replenish water and stuff. I'm gonna fit the wheels. What we're gonna do next is a bit of YouTube on a phone, and yeah, pretty much carry on from there. All right, people? The thing that's been taken away is the Bluetooth functionality of the S Pen, and I have to say, this is a damn shame. This reminds me of when the infrared plus was done. You have been nice, and if you want to enjoy a structure with this method, then you have you covered with the case for the S3. That Samsung are just in a league of their own, an absolute masterclass at making a great listening experience. They don't need extra certification. Oh, like Samsung just knows how to make a quality display experience, and it's one of the sort of parts for specifications alone. Let's talk specs for dates, right? We said the size of 16 Pro Max, and things were just out of the park in what it was producing. The Pixelman Pro Excel was in there as well. It's a sides. And that's about an hour of YouTube at 1440p, still on mobile data. Install the wheels onto the table. And now we're gonna get onto listening to some music for an hour. That's an opportunity to set up this bad boy, the T14 Ultra Compact Removable Battery
E-Bike from Engwe. So let's put that up, let's set that up, listen to some music on YouTube Music, and pretty much get with it, man. All right.
Now for the YouTube music section, we're switching things up. I usually go through the College Dropout album from Kanye West, but you know what? I let YouTube do its own thing when it comes to YouTube music. I've got it linked to the Bluetooth speaker, which is the Soundcore boom speaker. I love that speaker. And that's just going to be a great opportunity for me to set up this T14 E-Bike. So yeah, it's going to be good.
Whoa. 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 Tired of living broke, so before I sleep I pray. Then I woke up to my money in the bank. Then I woke up to a chick that ain't complain. Real big goals and my homies want the same. Gangsters moving silence. We been out shutting up the doubters. Fly guys out of public housing. Base loaded betting at 1,000. All them blessings I've been counting. God's work, man, this is God's work. Every single plan, it been God's work. Don't hate what I am, this is God's work. Take it up with the man, boy, it's God's work. God's work, man, this is God's work. Every single plan, it been God's work. Don't hate what I am, this is God's work. Take it up with the man, this is, hold up.
Now that is an hour of YouTube music done. It's basically 6:15, 6:15 in the evening. We are now on 7% battery. So we are going to go on to gaming. We're going to see how long it's going to last on 7% battery when it comes to gaming at 500 nits screen brightness. And we're able to set up the Engwe T14 ultra compact removable e-bike. I think this is going to be my favorite e-bike. It's so small and it's got a removable battery. Oh yeah. I like this. I can't wait to showcase this on the next day in the life. Do a dedicated video on it as well. Shout out to the guys at Engwe. I will have a link in the description below if you want to get one for yourself. But yeah, this is definitely, yeah, I like it. I'm glad we're able to set it up and get it in. Let's move over to some gaming. Let's get into some gaming. Okay. Percent. One percent. And that's that. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is done, and we do have a finishing time of 6:39 p.m. on a Friday, 28th of March. Okay, we're gonna boot this up and check the battery status, and I'm gonna see when we exactly started. I believe it would have been from 9 o'clock, but yeah, 16 Pro Max, day in the life, made it and did a decent amount of gaming within the, I think about 20, quarter past, yeah, about 20 minutes of gaming. All right. Okay, we've booted back up the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Yes, these are the applications that we put them through their paces, and it's been an interesting one. So let's go into the settings and we'll look at the battery. So here is what we're looking at when it says the last 24 hours, right? It's obviously charging back up. We've got an idle time of 42 minutes and we've got a screen active time of 9 hours and 7 minutes. Interesting. So how does that look like? Well, when we put the time for everything that we've done, yeah, we can see that the camera, when I was doing the continuous recording, when I was doing the speech and the talk at the school with the year 6s, yeah, an hour and 13 minutes sounds about right. The video clip was an hour and 11 minutes. About 2 hours worth of Instagram usage, which was down to an hour of live streaming, as well as roughly an hour of using Reels and Stories. TikTok as well, slightly over an hour as well. An hour, 11 minutes on the screen. The sat nav seems to have overshot a little bit more. So yeah, that's interesting, but it was an hour worth of moving. We've got practically an hour of YouTube usage as well. as you can see, and pretty much an hour of YouTube music. And gaming wise was about 12 minutes that we got in there. So yeah, we pretty much did everything that we needed to do that was around this. So this is very, very good battery life. And again, 500 nits of screen brightness, no automatic screen brightness, on mobile data only, and pretty much doing what we do with our extreme battery drain test indoors but outdoors, but swapping out X or Twitter spaces for Google Maps and just making it feel much more realistic and useful. So yeah, that is my day in the life, lover of textile, taking our controlled indoor extreme battery drain test outdoors. I think today is literally a full circle moment, so meaningful, having to stand in front of 11-year-olds that are going to be the next generation going into high school, secondary school, and talking to them and trying to inspire them to open their mind to think big and incorporating it to what I love, which is reviewing smartphones and consumer tech. And the iPhone 16 Pro Max, I believe, has done well. But, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Definitely check out the indoor controlled extreme battery drain test that we've done on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. We've done a decent amount, and see how it actually correlates and matches up to this. I think it's been really good. Watch out for more day in the life videos, of course. Check the link in the description below for all the stuff that I've actually plugged in there, whether it's the bike or anything else. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification. Thanks for loving your tech. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.